Howdy. So, I'm glad to be reporting back to you guys, able to give you guys some updates on what's happened so far. And in my last video, just a quick recap, I was selected and I was awaiting orders, I was awaiting a class date, all that fun stuff. And I'm here to update you guys on my progress so far. So, obviously I got selected. Well, 30 days after I got selected, I ended up getting my class date. I got an email with 2 class dates actually for me. So I got my class date for walks as well as my class date for aerobics. And so the thing about for the walks, once I got my orders, you have to go and check and make sure that my class date, you have to go and double check and make sure that it's an ATARS, that you have a class date, because some people got their email stating that yes, this is your class date through email, but when they went into the ATARS to see if they were reserved the slot, they weren't reserved the slot for whatever funky reason. And so that's something that you need to make sure that when you get selected, that you're able to make sure that before your class date comes up, you need to make sure you get that situated beforehand, because unfortunately we're having 1 or 2 people who running into that issue for whatever reason. And so I got my email with my class date, and then about 20 days later after that, I ended up getting my orders. They were soft orders. I had to still go in the system and do something in IPSE regarding my orders in order to get hard orders. But once I did that, it was almost like not even 3 days later that I got hard orders for me to PCS to Fort Novello, or Fort Rucker, formerly Fort Rucker. And so I'm PCSing, right, because I'm going flight. If you're not going flight, if you're going to be a technical warrant, any of the other branches, what you're going to do is you're going to go TDY. And so it's going to work different for you all. I want to speak on mine because I'm not sure how it works for you all, unfortunately. I don't have much of an answer on that. I will say though, for you sister service crossing over from other branches as well, it'll be different for guard and for reserve. You know, same thing, it's going to be a little different. So if you have any other questions about that, I hope that I could help answer down in the comment section via some of the individuals that I'm going to class with, but I just, not off the top of my head, I don't know at this moment. And so that's what ended up happening. I got my hard orders, and then next, you know, it was time for me to leave. So about 2 months. About 2 months after that, I was gone. So next, I want to talk about, you know, my arrival to Fort Rucker, Fort Novello. Well, when I got here, I reported on my report date. When I got here, I noticed that when you know, you come here, it's kind of a different, it's not different. The in processing is not different per se. However, like, you're more so treated like an adult, and it's like, you just got to get this done. And once you get done with in processing, then come to our unit. It's the same for every other base, but I noticed, like, I in process before in the past to a different base as just enlisted, and I noticed that, like, they're kind of like hanging over you. Hey, make sure you get this done, that done. And it's kind of like a process of like, okay, you might not know this, you might not know that, so we're going to help you. Whereas here, it's almost assumed that it's like, look, I know you want your class date. I know you want to hurry up and get through. Just follow the instructions and you'll be fine. It was straightforward. If you're an adult, you can do it. Like, in processing didn't take me more than 3 days. 1, 2, 3. It didn't take me more than 3 days. You can do it really 1, 2, depending on what day you report. That's just my opinion. It's very easy. So another thing that I kind of skipped over as soon as your name is on the list, if you are considering on-post housing, what you want to do is immediately, as soon as you see your name on the list, go and apply for on-post housing here on base. Okay, you can apply without orders. You don't need to upload anything. You don't need at the moment right away to upload your LES or anything like that. You just need an estimated date. And I kind of just winged it and was like, okay, I'm gonna this month. And I just got lucky, and I was able to get housing before my walks class date started. Other people, not so much. I have a few buddies who ended up having to stay in the barracks for a little while. They don't get housing. They don't receive housing until mid-July. So that's one thing you need to consider. If you want to get on the housing list for on post, as soon as you get selected, as soon as your name is on that MILPER, you want to immediately go and apply for housing. So that's a big thing. Okay. Now we'll move on to the next topic. Housing, I already spoke on that. In processing, once you in process, you are then going to go and report to HHC for walks. Now, keep in mind, right? I told you guys it took me 1, 2, 3 days to in process. You're going to want to... I mean, I was lucky. I got here when we had a 4-day coming up. So I only had 4 days to in process. That first day, really, I didn't do much. And then the other 3 days, like I was getting settled in. I had household goods the first day. But the 3 days, I finally in process. Then I had a 4-day. And I didn't have to worry. If you in process early, though, and as soon as you're done in process and you go and you report to HHC, they're going to have stuff for you to do. They're going to have details to put you on. You're going to be, I don't know, around this time of the year, emptying out dehumidifiers and stuff like that. So just be prepared for that. Don't worry so much about, I'm hearing a lot of people worrying about stuff on the packing list, right? People are constantly, oh yeah, is this okay? If that's okay, can we do this? Can we do that? There are no stupid questions. Absolutely not. However, don't overthink it. Okay, the packing list that they give you, it's pretty straightforward. Simple stuff like, okay, I don't have HESUs, I only have ASUs. Do I need to go buy to go get it so that way I can bring my ASUs and my AGSUs? No. If you have ASUs, those are fine. Until they're obsolete, they're fine. Okay? So, just bring them. Don't worry about, I need to get my pinks and greens and my blues. Like, don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. And that's everything that I have on my list for today. This is just a simple recap of what's happened so far. I'll be starting school soon here, and hopefully after I finish walks, I'm able to give you guys an update once again on my experience, tell you guys some simple stuff that I can keep you guys in the loop about as far as what you can expect once you get selected. This has been fun. Thank you all once again for those of you who watched my last video. I appreciate you. Anybody that's new here, if you have any questions, leave some comments down below. I'll gladly answer your questions and anything you need to the best of my abilities. Yeah, that's all I had to say. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.